going on, guys? I'm Nivolite and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking and sharing with you some of the mistakes that I made in Epic 7. I've been playing for about 3 months now, and there are definitely some things that I did, a mindset that I had that really prevented me from progressing and going forward. I feel like these mistakes that I made really helped really hindered, my account growth. So I just kind of want to share with you guys, maybe help prevent somebody from falling into the same traps and pitfalls that I fell into. So with that said, guys, let's talk about the top 6 mistakes that you're making in Epic 7. Okay, and the very first thing I want to start off with is your Covenant bookmarks and your summoning, your Mystic summons, your Moonlight summons, so on and so forth. So the biggest mistake that I made was summoning off banner. So number 1 is going to be using your Covenant summons off banner, or using your Covenant summons on a banner that you're not able to hit pity for. So one of the coolest things that they introduced, in my opinion, to the summon systems was pity, because it gives you a number that you can go to and make sure that you will actually have that unit. So if you don't have enough resources to summon for that unit, don't do it, because you actually have a chance to not get it. Then you waste your resources and then you put your account growth behind. So make sure, first of all, that you really want or really need the unit, and then make sure that you can actually hit pity. And with that said, I know there's a chance to get an ML with the Covenant summons, and you guys see some of your favorite YouTubers. I see a couple people do it. I don't suggest it unless you're just kind of wailing out and you want that chance. So yeah, if you're summoning, make sure that you're on banner. Make sure that it's a unit that is useful to you at the moment, especially if you're a newer account. And make sure that you have the resources to actually pull for that unit. Now, on the same topic with these transmit stones, I personally will say get the ML summons. Okay, don't get the 4 to 5 star tickets. I know it's kind of I know it's very tempting to get, because you get that guaranteed 4 or 5 star unit. It might be okay to do it once or twice, but honestly, you want to rack up the ML summons. You want to get a Galaxy bookmarks. So make sure that you're spending your transmit stones on Galaxy bookmarks. Make sure that you're saving your Mystic summons for a unit that you need. Make sure that you're summoning for, what you need is kind of what I'm trying to get at. And make sure that you also have the resources. So number 1, summon on banner. Save up enough resources to actually get the unit. So if you don't use all your resources, that's kind of what you want. You want to set yourself up and prop yourself up in the future so you can continually get the units that you need. And the second thing that I'm going to talk about is not investing your Breath of Orbis into your Steel Workshop and into your Alchemist Steeple, specifically on the left side. So it's pretty common to see everyone going down the middle and the right, especially on Steel Workshop and Alchemy Steeple. But you want to make sure that you're getting the left side done. And in fact, I would prioritize the middle and the left before you ever do the right side. I actually don't even think the right side is necessary in the end game, because there's such a gold sink in the game that you're probably going to have less gold than you are crafting materials. So you're going to reach a point where you have more crafting materials than you can spend gold on. So honestly, every little bit of gold cost and gold saving in this game, and it's huge. So make sure that you're investing the left side of your Steel Workshop, because you can see here we have a 30% gold cost reduction, which over 100 or 200 pieces of equipment after doing hunts, that's the difference between 1 or 2 extra plus 15 gear that you could have that you don't, because you wasted all your gold on actually making the pieces. Same with the Alchemist Steeple. It's not as important, but still getting that left side up will help, especially when you're making catalysts or you're doing equipment conversion, if you're doing that sort of thing. So on that point, another mistake that I made was actually just not going back in the side story, not doing the world difficulties, and not getting the new Breath of Orbis from the new stories that they're releasing, because in those you actually can get some more Breath of Orbis in the AP shop, which is excellent. I just made the mistake of not going back and getting more Breath of Orbis to actually invest. Breath of Orbis can really help set you up for the future, help your account growth out. So don't slack on your Breath of Orbis. Make sure that you're going back and you're getting them. Make sure that you're you're getting all the gold cost reduction that you can. Set up your Forest of Souls, your Heart of Orbis, you know, your High Command, all of that really helps. So don't slack on your Breath of Orbis, guys. All right, and that's going to lead to number 3, and that is using up all of your energy gifts in the mail all up at once. Now, this is a habit that I got into that I didn't realize was hurting my account until much later on in the game. Now, the problem with doing this, and it seems like a good idea because you can stockpile a bunch of energy up and you know, go do a whole bunch of things, but once your energy actually reaches your maximum level, you're no longer gaining passive energy. So this becomes a huge problem when you are going away from the game for an extended period of time. So let's say you're going to sleep or you're going to work or whatever it is, you're just going out and you didn't use up all your energy. So you're not actually getting a passive energy boost, you know, gain, I mean. So like when you're away from the game for let's say 8 hours, that's like 100 energy or so that you're losing out on that you could have been done. Now you don't really see the hurt or the drawback from it until you get on later in the game, because the energy sinks and the gold sinks on this game are just massive. Honestly, the two biggest complaints I have for Epic 7 is I just don't have enough gold and I don't have enough energy to do anything, because the hunts, everything just costs 20 energy, so you do like 6 or 7 things and you're done, right? So you can see here in the mailbox you have a time limit on the mail, so you know, obviously you don't want your time limit to go up, so go ahead and use anything that's at a day left, but make sure that you're burning through that energy and getting this passive. As you can see here, we're passively getting the energy every so many minutes. You don't want to lose out on that passive regeneration. So definitely don't do that, guys. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, you know, at the very beginning, but trust me, guys, every little bit of energy that you can get helps. And the fourth thing that I'm going to talk about today is using gold to refresh your arena ranks to try to push for higher arena. I got sucked into this, especially early on, because it was really fun to try to go higher into the arena and chasing those Skystone you know, thing that you get for every new arena rank that you get. So it's really tempting once you see that you can get Skystones. But at the moment, I'm not even really focusing on PvP because I realized that focusing on PvP too early can actually hurt and hinder your account growth, especially the gold. Like, because every time you refresh it, it costs more and more gold. So even if you're just refreshing it one at a time, you know, if you're doing that constantly throughout the day, that you could be throwing away hundreds of thousands of gold, you know, maybe even 1 million or more gold just on refreshing arena ranks, and that's a huge blowback to your account growth. So just honestly stay away from that refresh button unless it says free. It's just not worth it, guys. Don't do it. Just, you know, wait till it says free. Be patient. Arena ranks will come. Stronger gear, you know, all that stuff is going to help. So you really want to focus on your hunts and before you focus on you know, PvP. All right, and number 5, the 5th thing I'm going to talk about here is not doing the highest level hunt that you can do, for one of 2 reasons. Reason 1 is because you can't bring a fodder along, or reason 2 is because you can't auto it. So honestly, guys, what you really want to do is you want to make sure that you can do the highest level hunt as possible, whether that means autoing it or manualing it. So if you can manual Wyvern 11, but you can't auto it, you can auto Wyvern 10, for example, go ahead and manual Wyvern 11 because you're going to get better rewards. So don't focus early on about trying to bring a fodder along. I understand that, you know, bringing a fodder along means that you're making your energy go further, and that's obviously what you want to do. But early on, you're going to want to focus on getting gear. Gear is going to help you in other PvE contents. It's going to help you in other PvP contents. So focus on getting the maximum level reward that you can per energy. And that means doing the highest level hunt as often as you can. Okay, and the last thing that I want to talk about on the mistakes that I made, and this is probably the absolute biggest mistake that I made, and that was focusing too much on one unit that you don't have And saving everything you have for that one unit. So this obviously is just only going to hinder your account just because you don't want to use something or you don't find another unit appealing. You should go ahead and use that unit if it helps you in the content that you're trying to clear. You know, even if it's only temporary. Like, I'll give you an example. I really wanted Angelica. It took me until literally Christmas to pull Angelica. So for 3 months, every banner that I pulled on, every time that I pulled, I would just not get her. I wouldn't, and I really wanted Angelica. I like the unit. You know, obviously she's very strong for hunt purposes. But I had Montmorency sitting on the side, and I just never used her. And as soon as I plugged some gear into her, it wasn't even the best gear. I just invested in her. You know, she's a 3-star, so she doesn't need Molagora. And, you know, boom. All of a sudden I had Wyvern 11, like I could manual it. So that means I could start getting that level 85 gear more consistently. So I just really hindered my account growth by probably months by just not putting in, you know, Angelic Montmorency in. You know, and not only that, you know, Montmorency is a beast. She's such a beast healer. You know, she cleanses the debuffs. You know, she's just a monstrous help in PvP and in PvE. So yeah, I really hurt myself by focusing on one unit. And also, conversely, trying to focus on too many units at once will also hinder your account growth. So I would say, you know, find a core group of units, build them up. I personally would try to put some 3-stars in there because 3-stars are a safe bet to invest their skill levels in because you don't have to put molas. You know, so say if you have like a Lorena or a Clury or, you know, some really strong specialty change unit that you can focus on, you can go ahead and put those you know, skill ups in there, and you don't, all you got to do is spend stigma. You don't have to worry about Molagora. You don't have to worry about investing, you know, Molagoras and then being like, oh no, you know, I have this strong unit now, but I don't have Molagora for them. So yeah, don't focus on too much, and also, you know, don't focus solely on one unit if you don't have them, you know, because what's the use of having gear for a unit that you don't have? So yeah, make sure that that you're focusing on a good core team, build that core team up, and that core team will take you through pretty much all of the content. All right, and that concludes today's video. If you found it helpful, let me know in the comments down below. Give me a like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.